Once upon a time, in a small town called Maplewood, there lived a boy named Jack. Jack was a kind-hearted 15-year-old. He was the type of boy who helped others, studied hard, and cared for his family. But he had a problem: his older brother, Kyle, who was a spoiled brat. Kyle was 17 and would often mock Jack for his kindness. He had everything given to him without asking, while Jack felt ignored by their parents. Their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, were busy with their jobs. They worked long hours and often paid more attention to Kyle than to Jack. Kyle would often shout, "Look at you, Jack! You're just a loser. Nobody likes you." Whenever Jack tried to talk to their parents about it, they would just wave him off. "Oh, don't make trouble, Jack. Kyle is just being a boy," they would say. Jack spent his days trying to make the best of his situation. He focused on school and spent time in the library, dreaming of a better life. He would imagine what it would be like to have his own room, to not be mocked, and to feel loved by his family. Deep down, Jack often felt lonely and wished that one day things would change. One rainy afternoon, Jack was walking home from school when he found an old, dusty wallet on the ground. He picked it up and saw that it had some money and a lottery ticket in it. Jack decided to take it home, thinking that it might belong to someone nearby. He showed it to his parents, but they just shrugged and went back to their conversations about Kyle's latest video game. Feeling disappointed, Jack pocketed the lottery ticket, thinking he would check it later if no one came looking for the wallet. That night, after finishing his homework, he decided to look at the ticket and see what the numbers were. To his surprise, the numbers matched with the winning numbers. Jack couldn't believe his eyes. He jumped up and down with excitement, wondering how much money he had just won. It turned out to be a staggering amount. Jack quickly imagined all the things he could do with the money. He could buy himself a new bike, take a trip, and even have his own place. For the first time, he felt a spark of hope. The next day, he went to claim his prize. After a long and nerve-wracking process, the officials confirmed that he was indeed the lucky winner. Jack's heart raced. He was finally free from the burden of being neglected and bullied. When Jack returned home, he tried to tell his parents about his win. But they were busy arguing over Kyle's latest failed venture in school. Jack took a deep breath and thought, "If they won't care about me now, why should I stay?" That night, with a bag packed and enough money to support himself, Jack left a note for his parents and walked out into the cool night air. He felt a rush of freedom mixed with a hint of sadness. He hoped they would realize how they treated him when he was gone, but he knew he had to prioritize his happiness. Jack found a small apartment in a neighboring town, started a new life, and even enrolled in the local college. He worked hard and soon made a great group of friends who appreciated him for who he was. Jack felt loved for the first time, and his life began to bloom. Back in Maplewood, his parents were shocked to discover Jack was gone. They searched everywhere, but he had vanished. Frustrated and worried, they finally turned their attention toward Kyle. But Kyle, without Jack to rely on, became even more spoiled and unruly. He began failing in school and got into trouble with the law. It seemed like trouble followed Kyle everywhere. One day, their parents received a mysterious phone call from the police saying Kyle was found in a bad situation. Devastated, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson rushed to the station. It was then they realized how neglecting Jack had led to a breakdown in their family, especially with Kyle now unable to manage anything on his own. As they sat in the police station, they were left to reflect on how they had taken Jack for granted. They had thought his kindness was weakness, but learned that family meant valuing one another. Jack's absence left a gaping hole, and they finally understood the meaning of regret. Meanwhile, Jack was thriving in his new life. He occasionally thought of his family, but felt relieved that he was finally free from the darkness of neglect and hurt. He had transformed his life completely, accepting himself as he was. The mystery surrounding the wallet remained unspoken, but it served as a reminder that sometimes unexpected gifts come when you least expect them. Jack had not only won the lottery, but also the chance to be loved and embraced by those who truly cared. As time passed, the Thompson family learned a painful lesson about appreciation and love. They were finally beginning to understand what they had lost and how important it was to cherish each other. But for Jack, the sun rose brightly in his new world, filled with possibilities.